Hi guys, Happy New Year. I hope that you're all having an amazing day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a first impression on the Gucci Ophidia GG Mini Top Handle Bag. We have loads to talk about, so I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? All right, so I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper on this first impression because I've been getting a lot of questions on this bag. Plus, I asked you guys in my last video if you would be interested in seeing a full in-depth video on this bag, and many of you said yes. So we have a lot to cover. I wanted to talk about the measurements. I wanted to talk about 4 key points that really stand out to me when it comes to this handbag. And I also wanted to do size comparisons with other handbags that I have within my collection, just to give you a better idea as far as the size goes. All right, so I'm going to begin with measurements, and then I will do a quick handbag tour. As far as the measurements of this handbag, it is approximately 8.4 inches in length, 5.5 inches in height, and 4.5 inches in depth. As you guys can see, it does feature the beautiful gold hardware. It does have the dual rolled handles, and it also has the GG on the very front, and then you also have this beautiful green and red webbing. There is a side view. You can see that you have a 1D ring there for the strap that I'm about to show you guys in just a second. On the back side, you have more of that webbing. There are no exterior pockets. There is another side view. On the bottom, it doesn't have any feet. And then on the top, you do have the dual zippers. And when you open them up, on the inside, like I said, this handbag does come with a strap. Now, this strap is removable and adjustable. As far as the measurements on this strap, on the shortest setting, it measures 39 inches from tip to tip, and on the longest setting, it is 45 inches from tip to tip, and it does feature 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different adjustments. So there we go, and here are the little lobster clasps to attach it to the D-rings, and as you guys can see, these guys are pretty chunky, so this is very, very secure. And as far as the interior goes, there we go. You have the cotton linen lining, and you also have one little slip pocket. Besides that, you don't have any other zippers or pockets or anything like that. Now, this bag does feature the GG Supreme canvas, the brown leather, and this handbag comes in at $1,790 here in the States. One other thing that I forgot to mention is that it does feature the NFC technology. So you can digitally scan this bag on their app and it pops up if it's authentic or not. All of the details show up, which I thought was pretty cool because I think it gives you extra peace of mind. But as I had mentioned, the Ophidia is available in 3 different sizes: the mini, the small, and the medium. It's also available in 3 different canvas prints. You can go for it in the brown, which is the one that I have. You can also go for it in the ivory, which is kind of like a creamy white, and you can also go for it in blue. But the blue, instead of having gold hardware, it has silver hardware, which I think is a beautiful combination. To be completely honest with you, I think all 3 of them are absolutely fabulous. But as far as the sizes go, the mini, in my opinion, is closest to the Louis Vuitton Speedy 20, with the biggest difference that the Louis Vuitton Speedy 20 comes with a guitar strap, and this one comes with a leather strap. Now, you know how I feel about that. Plus, I think that the Speedy 20 is a little bit wider than this guy is. The Ophidia in the small size is closest to the Speedy 25, and the Ophidia in the medium size is closest to the Speedy 30. I really had a hard time figuring out which size I wanted to go for because I think all 3 sizes work out fabulously. But ultimately, I decided on the mini because the mini is a little bit smaller than the Speedy 25, and it's also a little bit larger than the Nano Speedy. And I wanted something in between, and this guy ended up checking off all of the marks. But to be completely honest with you, I still end up eyeing that small size because I think it's great. But yeah, I'm definitely having a blast with it. All right, now as far as the 4 points that I wanted to touch base on when it came to this handbag, the first one is versatility. You guys know how I feel about versatility when it comes to luxury goods. I like when you're able to carry your items in various ways and you're not limited to just one way or anything like that. But I love that this handbag comes with a removable, adjustable strap. Not only that, I like that it also has 7 different adjustments because because it gives you so much more play with it. I think that it's very generous in size, because if you wanted to wear it a little bit shorter, you have that option. If you wanted to wear it a little bit longer, you have that option. If you wanted to take it off completely and add a chain to it, you have that option as well. I thought about adding a chain to it. So far, I feel like it might be a little too busy. I say that very loosely because you know how I roll. The busier they are, the gaudier they are, the more I like it. But still, if you wanted to add a chain to it, you definitely can. So I think that is absolutely brilliant. I also like that this handle drop isn't too small. If you wanted to carry it on the crook of your arm, you don't have to worry that it's too tight, or even if you wanted to just hand carry it, you still have a little bit more play. It's not like it's, you know, you can barely fit your hand in there or anything along those lines. So the generosity of this handle drop for it being a mini bag, I think is pretty fantastic, because usually when it comes to mini bags, they're teeny tiny, you can barely put a finger in there and you're carrying it like this, and I look like an idiot sometimes, you know what I mean? So the fact that you have this, again, you have a little bit more play. So I am all for it, but the versatility on this handbag I think is absolutely incredible. Now, key point number 2, that would have to be comfort. And I have to go back to this strap, because this strap, even though it is a little bit on the skinnier side and it is flat, it is so insanely comfortable. You can use it for extended periods of time, no problem. Whether you are carrying a little bit more or a little bit less, you don't feel that this strap is digging into your skin. If you go to use it as a crossbody bag, it doesn't dig into your chest. If you go to use it on your shoulder, it doesn't dig into your shoulder. I think that is absolutely fantastic. And I really put it to the test, because you guys know that I'm not like the craziest about crossbody bags. It's not really something that I look for in a handbag, but I use it like that the entire day. And it was such a joy to use, because I find that the handbag itself is very lightweight anyways, because of the canvas, even though it is pretty sturdy. But I had everything in the kitchen sink in the bag, and it was just like, it was just easy to use, grab and go, don't think about it. It wasn't, again, digging into my chest, and I thought it was absolutely wonderful. Now, I will admit, when I first got it, this was a little bit on the stiff side, not to the point where it's gonna, you know, it's gonna end up cutting you or anything like that. But as I've been using it, it has started to soften up quite a bit, not to the point where it's like butter, definitely not, but still you guys can see that it is very flexible. One other thing that I wanted to mention when it comes to comfort, I really like the fact that this handbag does have the D-rings on opposite sides on the side of the handbag, because by doing that, I feel that it really ends up laying a little bit flatter up against my body, but it doesn't feel like it's as bulbous. It doesn't feel like it's protruding off of my body. It doesn't feel like, you know, when I was out shopping that I was gonna just bump into everything either, you know? So even though it's not like a flat type of saddle bag, because it does have quite a bit of depth to it, I don't feel that it ends up protruding too much off of my body either, which I really like. And even with the small size and the medium size, like I said before, they are a little bit more narrow than the Speedies, and I really like that because it doesn't feel like the bag is too big either. I don't know, but I'm a huge fan of this silhouette, and I appreciate it even more when I go to use it crossbody, because I don't have to worry that this handbag sticks out 2 feet and I'm hitting everybody and their mother when I'm out and about, you know what I mean? I'm gonna insert a quick shot so you guys can see what it looks like on my body frame. For reference, I am 5'5". But yeah, I think this might be one of the bags that has maybe made me appreciate crossbody options even more than I already do, because I do appreciate them. But I thought that I would enjoy using this bag solely as a hand carry bag, but crossbody, it has been an absolute blast. So yeah, sign me up. That brings us to key point number 3, and that would have to be its size, or how spacious this handbag is. Do not let this mini size fool you. This little guy is very, very mighty, and it fits a crazy amount of items in here. I have been able to fit everything in the kitchen sink. You know me, sometimes I like to push the envelope a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and I've been very happy with the fact that this is an actually functional mini bag. It's not itty bitty. It's not like you have to go super, super duper compact in order to be able to use it. No, like you can actually fit a crazy amount of items in here, and I think it's fantastic. And I especially like the fact that it doesn't have like a divider, it doesn't have an extra zipper or anything, because by doing that you can really end up maximizing your space. Now, one thing to know, if you wanted to fit the larger full-size wallets, unfortunately with this size it won't end up working out, because as you guys can see, even if I try to put it on its side, that's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Yeah, it's way too big. But this type of wallet, if this is the type of wallet that you use every day and you want this type of handbag, I definitely recommend going for the small or even the medium, because you can definitely end up carrying the larger full-size SLGs in those handbags versus this guy. This one is more of like a medium to a small, but again, I really prefer to go for the smaller SLGs if I really want to carry more with me. But either way, I love this little bag, and I really like that the zippers go to halfways on the sides because it makes it that much easier to see everything at a glance. I don't have to worry that, you know, my item is tucked underneath the zipper and I can't see what's going on. I love the color of the lining because it adds to the ease of being able to find my items as well. If I'm at the checkout, I don't have to worry that this zipper, you know, isn't spacious enough. It's not opening up enough for me to see what I need. And if I have to retrieve something very quickly, I can do that without any problems. So I like that it has this really large mouth. And I say that very loosely because it is still a mini bag, but it has a larger, more generous opening than I would expect for a mini handbag. You know, you can literally see everything that you have going on in your bag. I love that. A functional mini bag. And I know that I keep saying that over and over again, but after so many years of seeing these mini bags, not all of them, because obviously there are some that are absolutely fantastic out there as well, but after seeing so many mini bags that have this teeny tiny opening, it's like, yeah, the bag is cute, but is it functional? Not really, because dude, I want to get in and out of my bag without having to sit there with one, you know, just with like my thumb and my index finger just sitting there trying to pick everything out because my fingers or my hand doesn't fit in the zipper. Like, no, that doesn't end up working out for me. But I think that this one was executed beautifully, and you can see everything without any issues. So I absolutely love that. And that brings us to our key point number 4, and that would have to be durability. I'm an even bigger fan of this GG Supreme canvas. I've had a few items in my collection with this type of canvas, and all of them have been wearing fabulously. And I have put them through the ringer, and still they look like they're brand new. I've said it before, and I will say it again. This is the type of canvas that you can take into battle and it'll come back unscathed. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And then you pair it with this brown leather. This brown leather is very carefree, so you don't have to worry about any type of weather that you're going to be using this handbag in. So you pair this fantastic canvas that's insanely durable with this carefree all-weather type of leather, and you are good to go. So I think it's a match made in heaven. I think it's wonderful. I think durability on this is going to be absolutely amazing. Again, I haven't had it for a long period of time, but in the short amount of time and based on how my other items with this type of material have worn in the past, I see the same thing happening with this handbag. I'm also including a really quick clip of what this handbag can fit. The only thing that's missing is my phone because I was filming with my phone, but I think that's pretty impressive. I mean, everything in the kitchen sink. Come on. I have space for a few more items if I wanted to, but yeah. Impressive little thing. I also wanted to add a few other things. I've had some of you guys ask about the zipper. If I find that the zipper ends up scratching the back of my hand, even without it having anything inside, just it opened up. As you guys can see, if I put my hand in here, the zipper does end up hitting my hand, but it doesn't leave any gnarly scratches or any type of marks. It doesn't hurt my hand either. It's actually pretty soft. It almost feels like it's been like super filed down, and the point that there are no like rough spots either. So I do appreciate that. And when you are, you know, when you have your items in here, and if you open it up this way, it does have a pretty generous opening, and you might still end up hitting your hand here. But even then, like I said before, the zipper is very soft. There are no rough spots. So I haven't personally had any type of scratches on my hand. Another thing that I wanted to mention, I personally don't think that this handbag needs an organizer, just because, at least not in this size, just because it does have quite a bit of structure on its own. I mean, if you want to have your items in here organized, obviously that makes sense, but you guys know that for me, an organizer is more to maintain the shape of a handbag. But seeing as how it does have that structure, that's why I don't find myself looking for an organizer for it. Now, the last thing that I wanted to add is this webbing. This webbing, because it is fabric, over time or with heavy use, you might end up seeing that it does develop some type of pilling. You get those little balls. That is normal wear and tear when it comes to this type of fabric, when it comes to this type of webbing. They are pretty easy to remove, or you might end up seeing some lint get attached to here, but you can just take it off, no problem. So again, I wanted to throw that out there just in case you start to see those little balls end up forming. That is just normal wear and tear. Now for the size comparisons. Here I have it with the Nano Speedy from Louis Vuitton. This is the older version of the Nano Speedy. So there is a side view of it. There we go. Here it is next to the Speedy 25. And last but not least, the Speedy 30. The Speedy 30 looks massive compared to the Mini Ophidia, right? So do I recommend this bag? As of right now, I definitely do. I think that this bag gives you a lot of bang for your buck. And even though it is on the pricier side, especially for a mini bag, I still think that it brings a lot to the table. It offers quite a bit, at least in my opinion. The way that I end up using it and the pros that are important to me when it comes to this handbag. I really love the versatility over anything because a versatile bag is something that I'm always looking for. Being able to use it multiple ways, not just one way, I think is fantastic. I like the size as well because it's not too small and it's not large either. It fits the right amount of items and then some. You guys know how I feel about that. But the durability of it and also how comfortable it is to use for extended periods of time. So again, for me, this checks off a lot of marks. So I'm a big fan. Big fan. I mean, I don't know, but it's like one of those Gucci bags. Like this is the Gucci bag that I've been waiting for. You know, I love the Ophidia tote that I have, but this one just gives me so much more because it gives me so much more play with the way that I want to incorporate it into my lifestyle. So I am a fan. But anyways, that does it for this first impression. I think it's more like a review, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was able to give you a little bit more info, especially if you're looking to add this back to your collection. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day.